Welcome back. Here's my website that I started working on. The last video I did was showing how to insert the banner and showing how to insert the rollover buttons. These are not the best looking rollover buttons in the world, but that's fine. I can always fix these at any point. Just wanted to show you guys how to do stuff. So that again, when you come to do your stuff or your techniques, show you the techniques so you can use the techniques to create your website. Show you guys again my design. So in my design here, I say I have an image carousel. What that simply means is that in my website, I'm going to have images scrolling through. I can do it manually, or I can have people click on the next button or the back button. It really doesn't matter how. This is what I'm going to show you how to do in this video. So choose some images. I've chosen some Grand Theft Auto images, I believe. If I go to images and if I go to carousel here, I've chosen an image from GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas 4, and 5. So I'm going to be using those images from my website. Now use whatever you want. Again, this is not a technique you have to use, but I do think it's a nice feature to add on a website. It just looks really nice seeing an animated image slideshow or being able to click next to see what is there. So here I am in Dreamweaver on my home page, my index page. And as you can see here, I've got a comment that says images. Here is where my table stops. I might do another table here. I might as well try doing that, right? And inside my table, I'm going to insert my image carousel. But before I do that, let me go and insert. I'm going to go to table. Where's table again? Insert, table, table, table. Here we go. I'm going to need one row, one column. So that's just going to give me one line, and the resolution, sorry, the table width is going to be the width of the screen. 1024 is the average, okay? Nothing needs to be more than that for the purpose of this. When doing the new website, again, if you're going to do a responsive website, you can do that perfectly fine. Whatever screen size you're on, the website will change to accommodate that. I'm going to click OK. You're not going to see it down here. Again, this is the code view, and here at the top, this is the live preview, okay? So when I can actually click inside that table there and I can start typing and it will show up. But for now, let me delete that. And what I will need to do first is insert my image carousel. Before I insert anything, I need to make sure I insert it in the correct place. So to do that, as you can see, TR starts here and TR stops here. Now we have TD, which starts here, and it has some weird text that says and NBSP. We don't really care about that. I'm going to put my mouse just before where TD actually closes, and you can tell something where it closes by that /. I'm going to press enter twice here just so I have some space to work with, right? And this is where I'm going to want to insert my image carousel. So click in that location you want to insert it in. You could have just clicked here as well, to be fair, but I like showing both views sometimes just so you know where stuff is, just so you can have a look at HTML code and maybe try, start to break things down. I'm going to go to insert. I'm going to go to where it says bootstrap components. It's not on the HTML this time. It's on the bootstrap components. You're going to go to carousel, which is that one there. And it inserts itself. So this is a lot of code. We're going to have to edit a lot of this, but it's very simple. To preview it, I'm just going to scroll my mouse up, click on live, and this is what it will look like. Right? You're going to see the images going through. This only has, I believe, 3 or 4 images. I think I have about 6 images. I'm going to show you how to add your individual images and how to make it more than 3 or 4 images. So if you wanted to add 100 images, that's perfectly fine. It would take very long, but I'm going to show you how to do that. Just a quick one. When you go to insert from the actual table, so let's just say you did not have live view enabled, so you could see both code and live view. You only had live view. You click inside here, and you would go to insert again, you'd go to bootstrap components, and you would still go to carousel. However, it's going to pop up with this thing here. You're going to always choose the one that says next, because what's going to happen is going to insert it inside of that thing there. If you do before, it's going to go before the table. If you do after, it's going to go outside of the table. You don't want to do wrap. Wrap doesn't work anyway. You're going to want to do next, and next would give you this thing on the inside. So this is ideally what you want. Same process, just done in live view and one done in code view instead. This view was live view. This might be a bit easier for people to follow, so that's why I showed this one as well. Now we need to add our images. So typically when you click on this section here or on any item in your window, you're going to see the properties menu pop up down here. It's not always activated, so if it is not activated, all you have to do is right click, and some of you will see properties as one of the last options down here. If that doesn't work, that's fine. Click on the item again, go to window at the very top, and then you're going to go down to where it says properties or control and F3. So click on that, the property window comes up. This is where we're going to change our images. So I'm going to click on the first one. And as you can see, it says source. SRC means source, and it's already pointed to some random image somewhere. But I'm going to change that to the one that I want. So to change it, you're going to click on where it says browse for file. So that folder icon next to it, click on that. And I know that my image is somewhere on desktop, somewhere under Unit 6, Website Development, GTA website, under Images, and inside of that folder called Carousel. I'm going to click on that. And these are all my images. I know the first one is actually GTA 3. So I'm going to click on that one and just click OK. Now that changes the entire thing that I have in my images. We can change the width and the height, and that's what I highly suggest that we do, because if you don't, as you can see, the image is going to be really big and it just won't be a usable website. To change the resolution, you're going to simply go again where it says W and H, width and height. If you leave this box or this padlock ticked, what that means, it will leave your images in the same aspect ratio. So remember, doing ratios from GCSE is going to leave it in the same aspect ratio. So when I change one number, the other one will automatically change. If I leave it unticked, I can choose the resolution I want. But for now, I'm going to leave it on so that we can just see what it looks like quickly. And I think a good size is 400 by 300, somewhere around there. So I'm going to type 400 in the first box and press enter. And then in the second box, I'm going to type 300. That looks like a good size, but when I type 300 in the second box and I press enter, as you can see, that first number changed again because it's trying to maintain the aspect ratio. It's trying to maintain what I've said it should. Now, I'm going to go ahead and insert my second image and my third image using the exact same process. This one might be slightly tricky because it's actually cycling through. You have to catch it at the right time, or you have to go to code view, right? I'm going to try and show both. So I'm just going to click on back there. It should take me back. No, I'm going to have to go to live. Okay, this part is now a bit tricky because it's actually, the slideshow is actually working already. Now, the best way I found to get this working properly is to do it in code view or to do it in split view. So I'm going to click on this for now. Go to code view just so you can see my entire screen. As you can see here, this is my GTA 3 image. That's the first one. So this is going to be the second one, right? That one here. All I need to do is to change out this location here. So where it says source equals images, carousel, GTA 3, this is the path of the file. So this is where the file actually is. So I can show you what that looks like now. When I go to GTA website, I can, let me drag this to one side. Again, it's source images. So here's my images folder here. I can click into that. I can go to the folder that says carousel, which is this one here. I click into that and I'll see GTA3.jpg, which is this one here. Now, the next game for me, or the next image for me, is going to be GTA Vice City. So to make my life easy, what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this thing here that says source GTA3.jpg. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace it with source here. So again, that first one is already in the location I need it to be in. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to right click and I'm going to choose copy. Or you can use the shortcuts if you want. I'm going to highlight the second source or the second image. I'm going to highlight that one. I'm going to right click. I'm going to click paste. It's going to be the same image in both places, but I'm going to change the name of this one to actually match the name of the next image I want. And the next image I want for me is going to be GTA Vice City. So all I'm going to do is get rid of the 3 here, type the word Vice, capital V, C-I-T-Y. Oh, and luckily enough, I didn't actually know it did this. It comes up with the actual image that it could be. So you can just finish the name off. It will actually show the name here. That's it. Leave it as that. Now, I've set my height for my very first image as width 500, sorry, not height, the resolution, the dimensions, as width 538 and height 300. But before I change anything, I'm going to go back to live view to see what this actually looks like. So I'm going to click on live view, and look, my image is actually showing perfectly fine. So now I have that one working. Let's have a look at this while it scrolls through. So this is going to be GTA 3, my very first image. I'm going to change this text here at some point. GTA Vice City, my second image. I'm going to wait for the next one, which should be a blank one. Perfect. I can click on it quickly here. So if you catch it on time, you're okay. If when you're on live view or split view, if you click on it on time, you should be okay. And I'm going to do this the slightly different way, which is the way I did it before, which is just to go to browse. So down here where it says properties, remember if properties does not show up, so let's say mine was gone. I can go to window, I can scroll down to properties here or press Control and F3. It's going to come up with my properties window. And what I'm going to do is where it says source SRC, I'm going to click on the folder next to it. So not the reticule thing, not the thing that looks like a first-person shooter aiming thing. So not that, the other one. Browse for file. And again, I'm going to look for where I want my next image to be. So I'm going to go into where it says images. Yep. I'm going to go to carousel. I know for me it's GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas. Now, normally what you would have, you would have these in order. So you could name this image 1, image 2, image 3. But just because I'm lazy, I saved these ages ago, I'm not going to bother with that. If you save them in order, it makes your life a lot easier because when it comes to renaming stuff later on, when it comes to copying and pasting stuff, you in most cases you change one single letter in the name and that's it. But for now, I'm just going to go to GTA San Andreas because I know that's the next one I need. Click on it, click OK. I'm going to wait for it to, there we go, it's already on screen. I'm going to change my resolution to match the others. I believe it was 538 by 300, something like that. I'm just going to wait for it to swipe across the screen again. And there we have it. That's my image carousel completely done. The next thing I want to do is actually change the names of the things on the image carousel just so it matches up with what we're doing. I'm going to now change the text on my actual image carousel. The easiest way to do this is to go to split view, right? I'm going to go down to where my image carousel, let me just close properties for now. Image carousel, and it says, as you can see, third slide heading. This one says first slide heading. I need to change this. I know my first slide heading was GTA 3. So I'm just going to change that to GTA. And I think this is how they wrote GTA 3 in the actual game. I'm going to leave it as that. Maybe put a caption here if you want, or you could completely remove it. To remove the caption, you go from where the P tag, the paragraph tag starts and where it stops, and you can just delete that tag. I might add something later on, so I'm going to leave it there for now. My second image I know was GTA Vice City. Did I spell that right? Yes, I did. And the next one, I think there needs to be the colon thing here. And then my next one is going to be GTA San Andreas. So again, GTA San Andreas. So just look where I've typed these in. Again, it's going to be H5 for me. So the heading tag, the paragraph tag underneath is just a caption that you can add. So for example, let me do one for GTA 3 because I believe this was the first third person open world RPG type thing that Rockstar did. So first 3D open world. Right? And that's it. That can be my caption. I'm going to leave it as that. I'm going to save it. And the next thing I'm going to show you guys to do is how to add extra images because now I only have 3 images. What if, well, not what if, in my case, I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images to add. So I have 2 more to add, GTA 4 and the newest GTA 5. But as you can see, I've already used up all my space on this image carousel. So I'm going to show you guys how to add that one next. To do this step, again, what I'm going to be doing here is adding more items to my image list or my image carousel. Go to code view or to split view, whichever one works better for you. Code view might be easy for this because you get to see more. Now here, let me just move as slowly as I can. As you can see, this is a list and it tells us how many things are in the list. Typically, when using computers, binary, anything computer, we normally start counting from zero. It's never, well, it's not never one, it's mostly from zero. So if someone says, I've got three elements, what's the first element? It's not normally one. Element one, the first thing, the first one is normally element zero. In this case, we have element zero, element one, and we have element two. As I said, I need two more elements. So all I'm going to do, put some space here. I like to add spaces to my stuff. I'm going to highlight this section here, right click, copy, and just underneath it, let me go back a bit, yeah, somewhere there. I'm going to right click and do paste. And as you can see, I've got another list item there. I'm going to change this from element 2 to element 3. That's the next one. I'm going to add one more because I know I need another one. I'm going to press enter again. Because I've already copied it, I don't need to copy again. I can just click paste. Well, I can just right click. I can go to paste and I can move this where I want. Okay. And again, this is going to be element 4. If you had 1 million elements, you'll need to add 999,999 elements here because you already had 0 as the first one. So if you have 10, it's going to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Add as many of these as you need. I now know I've added 2 more because I needed to add 2 more images. The next thing I'm going to do is to copy one of the tags that actually hold the images. The easiest way, which is a lazy way, which is always the best way, is to find the very last thing that is present. And as you can see on this line here, I've got div, class, image carousel, item, and I've got my image for my Vice City, right? Yep. Once you click on the div, right, it shows you where it starts and it shows you where it stops straight away. This is one of the good things about HTML. Once you click on one thing, it shows you where that thing starts and where it stops. So another example could be, let's say I clicked on TR here. If I click on TR here and I scroll down, it will actually show me where TR stops all the way down here. So it will be very easy for me to not only find items, but copy entire sections if I needed a replica of that section, sorry. So again, let me go to div. This is the last one I need. Let me put some spaces in between that. I click on here. It tells me this is where it starts and this is where it stops. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy and paste this, and that's it. So I'm going to highlight it, right click, go to copy, and underneath it, let me put some extra space as well. I'm going to paste it. Now, already on my image carousel is going to have exactly the same image twice. I don't want that. Remember, I'm going to change mine from, what's this, GTA Vice City or San Andreas to something else. So where it says image equals source, I can simply change the name here because I know the name of my image is going to actually be, I think it was Grand Theft Auto 4 that was next. So just GTA 4. That's what's next for me. Whatever your image is, that's what you put in. My heading tag, I'm just going to change this to GTA 4. It's going to get rid of all of this stuff here, GTA 4. And I think that's it for now. It's always a good idea to tidy things up. So for example, this is my most recent one. It still says third slide caption. And in the alt, which is the alternative text or alternate text, I'm going to change this from where it says third slide to fourth. The reason you should do this, again, when someone moves their mouse or their keyboard highlights that section of your screen, that image, that whatever, they might have a screen reader that reads this to them. And you don't want 1, 2, 3, 4 of them saying first slide, first slide, first slide, first slide. It's going to get very confusing, all right? So try to label things differently. Another thing which I might do, might as well show you guys how to add a comment. So this is the one I copied, and this is going to be, this is GTA 4 image. I'm going to write it there. This is not something you need to do. This is not relevant at all. If you want to skip this part, it's fine. I'm going to add a comment so that I can quickly go back and search and find information if I need to. To do that, I actually don't know the normal way. I know the shortcut because I've used the shortcut so many times in other programming languages. You press Control on your keyboard or Command for Mac, and you press your / So you know that one that leans to the right. I'm going to press it now. And as you can see, it turns this into a comment. So again, you press Control. So let me type another one here. This is going to be GTA Vice City. You type what you want to type, and then leave your your cursor on the same line. Press Control or Command, and you press the slash that leans to the right, and it's going to automatically make it a comment. Now, people use this just so that when I'm going over and reading this, I could quickly say, oh, where was my GTA 4 image again? And I can be like, okay, here's a comment. I left a comment. Now, comments don't have to be this short. You can have a whole sentence if you want. So if you wanted to write a full sentence saying, this is the image, the JPEG image for the GTA 4 image section on the carousel, that's perfectly fine, because it's a good way for you to describe what's happening. So if you give this to someone else and they don't know what's happening, you could have each section of your website or your code having comments, and it's going to be much easier for a random person to follow. So just wanted to show you guys those two features. Not something that's completely necessary, but I like to do it for some things. This is just another process I'm repeating. I'm going to be adding my final image from my image carousel. So I've already created all the 5 things on the list. And again, I'm going to copy this one here. It stops here, it starts here. As you can see, it's highlighted. I'm going to highlight all of this again, except for the comment in this case. Right click. I'm going to go to copy. Just put some space in between this just because I like to do that. Right click. Go to paste. Oh, this is all messed up. I'm going to just move this back just so it looks a bit neater. And from here, I'm going to change where it says GTA 4 to GTA 5.jpg. Yeah, that's the same thing. And again, where it says alternative or alternative text or alternate text, I'm going to change this to fifth, F-I-F-T-H. Everything else seems more or less the same. Oh, I'm going to change the H5 heading to GTA 5. I will go through at some point when I'm making things look pretty. When I'm optimizing, perfect. Another reason why we should make everything perfect straight away. When I'm optimizing, I can have someone give me a comment that says, oh, you left third slide caption. You didn't put the actual decent caption. That's perfect. That's someone leaving you a comment. That's something you need to improve on. And improvement is an optimization. So that's you getting marks for the next optimization section as well. Leave a few things broken-ish. Leave a few things not working perfectly. Leave a few things not looking perfect, so that later on, this is not the best advice in the world. Ideally, you should make this perfect, but let's be realistic. You need to show the evidence of what needs to be done. And the evidence is going to be from you showing the thing having, let's say, third slide caption, then third slide caption, then third slide caption, and someone saying, oh, you have third slide caption twice. Why don't you change it? Rather than say third slide caption, say something nice about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the most realistic open world ever created in the year 2004, whatever it is you want to add, right? Just trying to bring across the point that don't do everything perfect so you can have improvement, so you can get the extra marks. So here's the completed version of my image carousel. Let's just preview all the images. So this one is GTA 4 and the image says GTA 4 somewhere there. This one is GTA 5. I mean, it's just a random image, but it says GTA 5 on there. GTA 3, that's wrong. That should say GTA San Andreas, but hopefully you get the idea. We're supposed to change stuff to make it match up. I will do that at some point, but this is how you add an image carousel. So hopefully you guys think that was useful. Hopefully if you do want to use it, that makes sense. Please pause the video, go back, pause, watch again, look at what I've done. It's straightforward enough, but you do have to play this video relatively slowly because I'm showing you code view, I'm showing you live view, I'm showing you split view as well, and I'm copy and pasting code everywhere. So just slow it down and watch it a few times. All right? Thank you.